We're heading down the list of cloud platforms that can play WUCHANG Fallen Feathers. Boosteroid has recently launched the game on Steam. They will most likely get the other versions on Epic and Xbox soon, but I have to start over because I've been playing with Xbox Game Pass. Now, I'm not looking forward to starting over again, but how well can Boosteroid handle this unreal game? Okay, let's go. So I tried the game on both the browser and the desktop app. I started with the browser with the AV1 codec active. If you're wondering more about the AV1 codec, I have the video on that here. Now, too long didn't read. Basically, the AV1 codec cuts the amount of bandwidth up to half that is needed to get great quality video. This is only available on the browser at the moment. So starting the game, the shaders took just over 2 minutes, which isn't too bad for all this AMD hardware. Remember, Boosteroid is running an AMD CPU and GPU, and will continue to do so going forward. Now, just to let you know, I tried to access the new Steam FPS stats on Boosteroid because they need it. This would clearly show the performance stats much better than what they have. Kinda like this. Unfortunately, their support staff told me that they need a lot more time to implement the new Steam version. So, to be continued. Now, regarding the graphics settings, they have it set at the high preset with scaling set to TSR at 33%, which is a super high setting, basically ultra performance. So how does this look? Well, not so good. So I switched to FSR to see if it was any better, and well, it looks about the same. TSR usually looks better than FSR. FSR is generally pretty terrible, as you'll see more of soon. But of course, at ultra performance, everything looks like trash. But FSR is the only way we can use frame generation since DLSS is not available on AMD cards. Now, I get around 75 to 100 FPS depending on where you are, with the high preset with FSR on 40% and frame gen on. I don't want to go any lower than 40% because it just looks too bad. I mean, look at this. You'll notice though that I'm not decoding all of these frames. But what if I lower the resolution? Does it help on the browser? So at 1440p and FSR at 50%, I was able to only get a small increase in FPS. Decoding didn't change at all either. So when I went down to 1080p, there was also no change in FPS. Now, I don't know if this had to do with playing on the browser, was it AV1, or maybe I should have restarted the game when I changed resolutions. But overall, playing on the browser didn't really suit my needs. So what about the Windows desktop app? This is actually a completely different story for me. I know the Boosteroid app isn't the end-all and be-all, but my gameplay experience was much better. Decoding FPS is much higher. It's also a lot smoother and more responsive, at least in my case. So it looks like Boosteroid is really putting a lot of effort into the app, so if you can use the app, use that instead.
Forget me not!
Now, if you don't believe you can play well on Boosteroid, check this out. My Steam run is going way better than my Xbox Game Pass one. I take one hit from this boss on my first attempt with him, and it was barely noticeable. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you're interested in signing up for Boosteroid, the link is in the description. Make sure to like the video and subscribe for more. Enjoy the beatdown.